Welcome to the Lean IT Foundation LITA webinar, hosted today by Quint Wellington Redwood. It's just gone a couple of minutes past the hour, and we didn't miss the time slot. We just waited a couple of minutes because we know that typically a lot of people log on very close to the moment of starting, so that's why we gave everybody a couple of minutes extra. Good to have you on board. Welcome, and let's get started right away. First of all, I'd like to introduce the people you'll be hearing today. The first person is myself, Frank Frombach. Within Quint, I'm responsible for Quint Solutions, and Niels will be joining us. Niels is already there, I think.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Niels. Niels will tell a little bit more about himself in a second. First, I'd like to go over the, let's say, the details, the household details of the session today. We have everybody on mute. The reason for that is that if we have everybody speaking, that it will be very unclear to follow the discussions. But in able to give you the opportunity to ask questions, you'll have a chat box and a question and answers box on the right-hand bottom of your screen. So please do feel free to use that, enter the questions, and at the end of the session today, we will come back and answer all of them or as many of them as possible. Also, if you're in the case that you have any technical problems, please also use that Q&A box down there, because we have people standing by to be able to assist you as we go along, should you run into any difficulties. The presentation today in total will be about 30 minutes, of which 20 minutes will be presentation by Niels mostly and a bit by me, and about 10 minutes for questions and answers. And we will be recording this webinar so that you can revisit it later, or for those people who may have missed it, then they can go back and listen to it later on. So what are the objectives of today's webinar? Well, why do we host this webinar today? First and foremost, it's about two reasons: to inform you about the Lean IT Association, shortly called LITA. So when we talk about LITA, which we'll do more in the future, you know we talk about the Lean IT Association. We'd also like to inform you about the update of the courseware for those who haven't started with Lean IT delivery yet. For them, this is new. Others have started already, and for them, there is news in the fact that there are changes. And after this session, the new courseware is launched into the market. So this is also the go live moment of the courseware. Niels is going to go over that, talk about the changes, and as I said, we'll answer all of your questions as we get to the end of the session today. A little bit about Quint Wellington Redwood first before we go into the details of Lean IT, for those who may not know us or aren't familiar enough with us yet. We're a global independent management consulting firm, and as you can see on the map on the right-hand side, we have offices around the world, spanning from the US in the west to Japan in the east, and a lot of countries in between. Quint was established in 1992 by 5 people, and up till today, it's been, let's say, 23 years. Head office is in Amsterdam, and looking at the number of consultants, it's somewhere between 250 and 400 at the moment, with an annual revenue at this moment of approximately $15 million US. Our global operations cover 49 countries, and amongst that also we have a span of a lot of partners throughout our network in a lot of these countries. So our reach is quite wide and quite long. If you look at the core businesses we do, you see the lean practice is one of them. You see lean and service management in there, but we also see sourcing, architecture, governance, and of course, people very often ask me, what about project management? Well, project management is kind of an icing on the cake that runs through all of the practices. Quint is listed one of the global advisors on sourcing and governance, and the IAOP, the body governing this, has proclaimed Quint as the world's best outsourcing advisor for 2 years in a row already. We've been recognized as thought leader in management, service management, in lean, and also good to say is that if you look at the lines of business that Quint has, apart from consulting and advising, we are very strong on the education side, in which we service partners through our Quint Solutions or train end users directly through Quint Academy. So that's a little bit more about who Quint is. Then if we go into the lean, let's hand it over to Niels. Niels can tell you much more about that than I can, so I'd rather give Niels the floor now.
Okay, thank you, Frank. Yeah, my name's Niels Loder. I work for Quint, but I also take part in the Lean IT Association Content Board with 5 other people. Together, we have set up the content of the certifications scheme, and I'm going to be talking you through that in the coming minutes. And the role that we each have in the content board is that we need to bring in knowledge from other parties in the market to make sure that we have well-balanced syllabuses for the various certifications that we have. But before we get into the certifications, let's just talk about why we ended up setting up the Lean IT Association. Quint has actually been working with Lean IT for about 5 years now. And what we found was that a lot of other parties in the market were starting to get interested in using Lean to improve the performance and customer orientation of IT organizations. And we basically were one of the parties who came together to say, okay, well, let's put together an industry standard for Lean IT. Let's not look at 5 different types of Lean IT. No, let's create a single standard that everybody worldwide can know as being, this is what the basis is of Lean IT. It means that it's much easier for everybody to give their inputs, give their ideas as to how Lean IT should develop. What we've also done is looked at how we can balance and match Lean IT with other frameworks, standards that exist in the world of IT. And obviously, it's very important to have a standard certification scheme so that anybody wishing to professionalize in Lean IT knows that what they're doing is a global standard. So that's what we're working on at the moment, and as you would expect, Quint wholeheartedly supports LITA. So let's take a look at why we felt there was a need for Lean IT. Well, if you look at the world of Lean, you see that there's Lean manufacturing. In fact, that's where Lean originated. Obviously, Toyota being the basis. But we've seen Lean services develop quite strongly, and particular things like Lean healthcare has come up. And what we saw was that about 10 years ago, people started looking at how they could apply Lean to IT. And slowly, as time's gone by, we've understood better how it fits. Okay, so what we believe is that there's a need for a better understanding of customer value within IT organizations, a better understanding of the value streams, the processes, and getting those processes to flow better through IT organizations. And especially with IT being so much in development at the moment and so important in business processes, we need to continuously improve what we're doing. And this requires a systematic approach to problem solving. Now, IT, as I said, it is different to manufacturing. It is different to services. It is different to things like healthcare. What we see is similar usage of tools, but to make IT work, Lean IT work, you need to understand the complexities within an IT organization. You need to be able to speak the language of IT people. You need to understand what you're looking at when you go to the IT Gemba, the work floor, and see what's actually going on. And what we found is that Lean practitioners who haven't specialized in understanding Lean IT have not been able to achieve the results that we feel should be achieved when you're using Lean within IT. Okay, so we have a specific approach that really matches what IT managers and IT employees are looking for in their work, and we're trying to make sure that they focus on getting concrete results for their customers in a sustainable way. Okay, and in this way, we want to get IT organizations to become truly learning organizations. So this is why we feel that there is a clear necessity for a lean IT body of knowledge. Okay, and really, as I said earlier, this was missing. There were various initiatives to set up Lean IT training, Lean IT Foundation. I think there were 2 or 3 different ones worldwide, and we've brought those all together and said, okay, let's create a universally accepted program. Now, what does that look like? The global standard, if you look at Lean, you see a lot of training based on yellow belt, green belt, sometimes blue belt, sometimes people put an orange belt in there, and black belt. The yellow, green, and black seem to be universal. We've chosen for a slightly different approach, and that is to be very much role-based, because we're looking to really identify the people who will drive the Lean IT transformation within an organization. And this has led to 4 basic distinct certifications. Obviously, we start with the Lean IT Foundation, and then we move on to what we call the Lean IT Kaizen Lead. These are people who will be trained up to drive continuous improvement within an organization. So they will know how to solve problems properly. And then we have the highest levels, which are the leadership and the coach certifications. I'll come to those in just a minute. So each level introduces more knowledge and more skills, and that's important to realize, is that these trainings are not just knowledge-based, but we want within the training there to be exercises so that people can actually practice the skills, and we do this already from a foundation level up. Okay, so it's all about developing the competencies of professionals. Now, how does this fit? Well, basically, everyone working within an IT organization is invited to basically do the Lean IT Foundation. And we strongly believe that the Lean IT Foundation and ITIL Foundation are the 2 basic trainings that every single person within an IT organization needs to have to be able to function properly. And then you can take all kinds of other things on top of that, but those 2 you really need to know to understand your own organization. We then go up to a practitioner level, which is basically meant for everybody who is involved in actually leading continuous improvement. So we want people who take the role of picking up a team and helping them to solve their problems and to learn more about how their organization can work better. And then we have 2 separate roles. One is the formal leadership role, particularly focused on managers, and we have a less formal hierarchical role, which we call the Lean IT Coach, who's there to help drive the Lean IT transformation throughout the organization. Okay, those are really that's the way we've looked at at building the roles. And together, if we look at Lean IT leaders, Lean IT coaches, and Lean IT Kaizen lead, you end up with approximately 20 to 30% of your organization who have these skills, and together can actually drive the whole transformation from both a formal perspective and an informal perspective. And that's how we've looked at these certifications. Now, let's just look at the certification that is available now. That's the foundation. obviously, people will have done a Lean IT Foundation in the past, possibly through an accreditation through APMG or through EXIN or through PeopleCert. All these certifications will remain valid. The Lean IT Foundation has been updated to have a broader content scope, but the certificates as they stand are still valid. It is, however, useful to acquaint yourself with the new syllabus and the new reference document, and these are available at www.leanitassociation.com. The reference document we've created is very comprehensive now, so you know that when you do an exam, all the answers you're looking for are somewhere in that document. Okay, so it's a very useful document to use as a basis for your knowledge building. Okay, you can also use your foundation, your old foundation certification as the start for taking a Kaizen lead training or a Lean IT leadership training. Okay. When it comes to accreditation, if you're accredited as an accredited training organization or accredited in some other way, you will continue to be accredited through the exam institute cycle that you're currently being accredited through. So there's nothing that really changes there. Okay, we've also tried to make learning Lean and Lean IT a lot more fun. There is now a game available called Crazy Kitchen in which you run a restaurant, and it helps you to learn the basic elements of Lean IT, so understanding how to put the principles into practice. So it's a non-IT environment to just get IT people outside their comfort zone and not get them talking about all kinds of technical stuff, but rather to focus on how do the Lean principles work in practice. Okay, then just to update you on the Lean IT or the LITA plans for this year and next year, we're very much focusing on bringing the next 2 trainings live at this moment. The first one will be the Kaizen lead. Hopefully that'll be early September this year. With all you'll be able to be certified, the exams will be available, the supporting document will be available, and the syllabus will be available. As you see, we develop supporting documents to keep the barriers to entry as low as possible. We don't want to have people having to buy very expensive books to be able to do Lean IT. So there will be free documents available from the Lean IT Association website that you can read. And as I said, with the Lean IT Foundation document, in fact, you can take the exam based on these documents. Personally, I would recommend you to do some form of classroom training, basically because of the exercises, because of the practical nature of the courses that we're delivering and that we're providing. Lean IT Leadership should be available sometime in September as well of this year, and we're looking to launch the Lean IT Coach training sometime in the first quarter of next year. But please log on to the Lean IT Association website to see where we're going. Okay, and that was really what I wanted to tell you about the Lean IT Association. Frank, up to you.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Niels. That was very clear and clarifying. I can imagine that people who have been listening now feel that, yeah, that could be really interesting. And how can Quint help me to bring Lean into my organization, or if I'm a training provider, deliver Lean into the market? Let's see what Quint can do for you. Well, if you represent an organization and you're listening in today and you see that there are opportunities or you want to know more, then Quint Consulting can help you, because Quint Consulting offers guidance, support, direction in applying Lean and taking it on to the next level within your organization. So Quint Consulting very often brings about the change within organizations, and as Niels already said, it's also about getting your own people geared up to be able to do this, because when you have your own people ready, then they can keep on continually improving themselves and taking it from there. From the background of consulting, we've a track record of a lot of people where we've done this already. If you look at the practices where Quint Consulting is very strong in Lean IT, you see that the Netherlands, Spain, Italy have very strong practices, and there we've also done a lot of implementations with clients for this, so there's a lot of proof of how it works and how it could work for you. And also in white papers, there's a lot of documentation on which you can read up on. Then you may be listening in as a training provider today and thinking, okay, this is interesting. I really want to deliver this Lean IT training to my candidates, and I see opportunity there. Quint Solutions can help you there because we have the fully accredited courseware ready for foundation today, and as Niels explained, the next levels are being developed right now, so they will be coming on later on this year, so September and early next year. Apart from the courseware, we also have fully accredited trainers. That means that if you would be interested in offering it to your customers today, but you don't have your trainers ready yet, that's not a problem, because you can make use of our trainers and they can deliver for you in your name and as your own. If you want to go through the accreditation process quite fast, you can use our accreditation services and become a licensed affiliate of ours, which means that altogether, basically, you could start putting it on your website today and start delivering it almost tomorrow if you wanted to. The exams can go through us. We can take care of that for you. We offer our courseware fully branded with your logo and details, so it looks like your own. Makes it very easy. Our ordering system is very easy, and we have great support people to support you through the process. And I think one of our strong things is our electronic material for use on iPads and other tablet-like devices, which is a very green method, and we see that that is growing very rapidly, where more and more people don't want to have the printed material because it's very environmentally unfriendly. But on the other hand, it's also much easier to have materials on your iPad because so many people have these devices today, and you don't have to carry a book around. If you want to read up on it, you have it right there. And finally, you could be an IT professional thinking, okay, where can I get trained? How can I learn about this? Well, Quint Academy can train you. We have academy locations throughout the world where you can go and follow a training. And in those areas where we don't have an academy for you, then we can refer you to one of our partners, our solutions partners, who can help you and set you up to get trained. And that can be for yourself or for your organization. And we can take care of that for you very easily. So just to recap, to go back on what did we do today, what have we been looking at? The old Lean IT as we've known it, as Niels already explained, that's gone out and will be phased out right now as quickly as possible. The new Lean IT will come in its place based upon the LITA syllabus, and also the new exams have all been tailored upon the LITA syllabus, so will be in accordance to the new Lean IT material. Again, those people who have already taken Lean IT Foundation certification can rest assured that their certification remains valid, and that later on, as the new levels approach, they can go on to the next courses and grow up into those levels. So why could this be interesting for you? Well, from a lot of perspectives, organizations, we've seen the return for organizations to work with Lean IT as being very useful and yielding lots of results. We see that training providers have a lot of potential to offer this to their customers, because a lot of people have been working with IT service management and ITIL, and Lean IT is the natural add-on to that. And for the professional, adding Lean IT to your toolbox is something that's definitely, as Niels already pointed out, is definitely makes a lot of sense. So if you want to get started, I already explained for candidates, you can go to Academy. If you need organizational help, consulting is there. And for those training providers who want to offer it to the market, Quint Solutions can help you. So if you're a partner today, talk to your Quint Solutions contact and we can get you started right away. If you're not a partner, contact us and we can help you out as well. And then the question is obviously, how do you get in touch with us? Well, the easiest way is obviously through quintgroup.com. There you'll find all the connections and all the links. But if you want to go more direct, for training providers, go to solutions.quintgroup.com. Candidates go to academy.quintgroup.com. And through any of these portals, which are linked to each other, you will find us and we can help you out and get you started as quickly as possible. Questions? Yes, I've seen a lot of questions pouring in the last couple of minutes. The first one, are there free Lean IT texts available now? I think, Niels, you have a very good answer for that.
Yes, absolutely. And as I said, we're committed to providing free text for each of the trainings. Because we believe that the barrier to entry should be as low as possible. We think that Lean IT provides a fabulous addition to IT organizations and a great opportunity to really improve the ability of the IT organization to deliver value for its customers.
Excellent, thanks. And another question that we got is, where can I find the Lean IT white papers? Are they on the LITA website?
Well, no, the Quint white papers are available through the Quint website, obviously. But this is one of the things that we're hoping to do with LITA in the future, is to create a more solid body of knowledge with lots of white papers from various providers, and become a kind of focal point for these kind of knowledge repositories.
Excellent. And you also talked about the belts in the certification courses of all kinds of Lean, Six Sigma, and those kind of things. A question that I got just now is, I already have a black belt certification and have taken many classes in Lean Six Sigma. Does the Lean IT training provide the same Lean concepts, but with examples of Lean IT?
Yes, it does. It does provide, or it does make use of a lot of similar tools. What you find, one of the key differences is that black belts or the Lean Six Sigma will focus very much on statistical process control. So we're looking at lots and lots of measurement methods, and we found within IT organizations that, in fact, the basic tools are already very, very useful within IT, but that we particularly need to focus on behavior and attitude. And that's where the balance kind of tips away from Lean Six Sigma, is that we have we look very much at how people behave and what kind of how they approach their work and how they approach the customer. So there are specific differences, and as you rightly say, the examples that we use are all IT oriented.
Excellent. Then I also have a question about Lean Six Sigma and its statistical side. How does that relate to Lean IT?
Well, obviously the statistics, you can use the statistics within IT organizations. What we find is that the real process control statistical methods are used within technology-related issues. Okay, so an example would be servers not working properly, and we'd be looking at doing a lot of statistical analysis on the numbers that we can get out of the machines, out of the monitoring tools. When it comes to actually improving the IT organization in terms of providing value to its customers, we feel that a lot of these statistical methods tend to detract people from really focusing on what's actually important, and that is the people.
Okay, excellent. Now I have a question which I'm not sure whether you're allowed to say or not say, but I'm going to ask you the question anyway. It came through. Can you mention an organization that implemented Lean IT successfully?
Well, yes, there are a couple we're allowed to mention. There's one very large one, the Dutch Tax Office. Is a project we've done. We did a few years back, and we took 3 years to improve an IT organization of 1,600 developers and 1,100 operations people, all using Lean, and they, I know from the application development side, they quantified it and found that they were able to produce 50% more coding with the same people and bring that live much more quickly. So yes, that's one example. Another example, which I know is published, is one of the councils of the larger towns in Holland, a town called Maastricht, where we particularly focused on getting the management team to really adopt Lean IT as their mode of operation. And really within 6 months changed the whole character of the IT organization from the top to bottom.
Okay, wow. Okay, looking at the time, I'll take one more question. The question that came in is, I have the foundation material for train the trainer purposes. Is there a document with the solutions to the exercises in the foundation material?
Yes, there is. Basically, you should have an exam, a sample exam with the. Oh no, you mean the exercises? Yes, there is a document which we can provide you with if necessary, okay, as part of the solutions package. Yeah.
Okay, so after this session, we will send a follow-up mail to everybody. If you who asked this question would like to respond and come back to us with that question directly, then we can take care of it for you. So your question, where and how, just respond to the mail that you will receive from us, and then we'll get back in touch with you and make sure that you get what you need.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much, Niels, and thank you everybody for attending today. We're going to end the webinar today. You will get an email follow-up, and after this you'll also get a notification of where you can find the link to this session should you want to revisit it later. Thanks again for attending. Bye-bye.